Mr. Trouble never hangs around when he hears this mighty sound.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. Yes, sir, when there is a wrong to right, Mighty Mouse will join the fight. On the sea or on the land, he gets the situation well in hand.
So though we are in danger, we never despair, 'cause we know that where there's danger, he is there.
He is there on the land, on the sea, in the air. We're not worrying at all. We're just listening for his call.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. We're not worrying at all. We're just listening for his call.
Here I come to save the day.
That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way.
11ish.
Good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing? Oh my god. Welcome, Dale. She's in the chat, and Dale's never here. Dale's never here because supposedly it's 5 hours before this, so it'll be 12. So let me work that out. It's early over there, and she's probably in bed with her phone or laptop like, what is this craziness? Oh, it's 8 o'clock there. Okay, fair enough. Today's been mad. Already today has been mad. I'm recording locally. I'm recording on the thing. The upload speed should be alright. I hope the audio's alright. I haven't checked all of that stuff. I'm sorry I'm late. I normally set 11ish blabs up for 10:58 in the morning, 2 minutes to 11 to give me a couple of minutes to get going, to send a message out so that people can tune in at 11 o'clock. My 11ish today, my creative take time out 11ish, was a bit scuppered this morning because of me. I woke up this morning really kind of late. I woke up early and then I was like, no, that's not happening. So I fell asleep again. And then I get up, my internet is not working, and I think my internet's run out. So I panic about that. Managed to get it rebooted, put it in the window, get an internet connection, get 12 meg down, but half a meg up, so I can't stream. So then I move it to, and it was raining at the time, so I think the rain had something to do with the signal in terms of 4G. I'm literally on the edge of 4G here, so it sort of jumps between each one. And William's here as well. Oh my god, the whole of America is waking up earlier than usual, and I'm not sure what that's about. So that was kind of weird that I couldn't get an internet connection, couldn't get online. So I moved that up into the roof, and then I got on the net, and then I turned around, I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get a coffee and I'll get going. Run out of coffee. It's like, fuck my life. So I literally ran out, got some coffee, and then on the way back, I kind of decided to stop in at BI Farm and have a chat with Nikki and Al. And had a really interesting conversation about yesterday, which I'm going to get into, which was my meeting down in Winchester. But I talked to them about BI Farm stuff that's happened in terms of the QR codes and things like that, and we're also gonna have a chat today at 1 o'clock, so I can't get on with my Udemy paid courses today, but that's alright. I'm kind of cool with it. I've got tomorrow and Friday to really smash that, so I'm gonna go and print some QR codes and do all that sort of stuff. Coffee first. I need coffee. I don't know if everybody's got like coffee or drinks. Get yourself a hot drink. I've just made myself a fresh ground coffee, not the crappy granular stuff that I've been drinking for the last 2 weeks, which has just not had the same kind of hit. I've gone with some Italian coffee. Oh my god, yes, all of the golden, yes. Oh my god, that's good. Jesus, that's a particularly good one actually. I must have a look on the packaging what that is. Right, everybody's got their cereal and breakfast and their food. William's in the chat room, Megan's in the chat room, and Dale's in the chat room. We're on blab.im / Phil Campbell. Have a look on the profile there for 11ish. I do them every morning in the UK at 11 o'clock. # Team Humble. Right, let me give you an update. So, went to see Nikki this morning and had a chat with Al, and Al said, would you have done any of this stuff if it wasn't for fracturing your wrist. And we had this kind of like moment, this shared moment where it was like, actually, you know, without fracturing my wrist, there's so many things like that wouldn't have happened in the last 8.5, 9 weeks, whatever. First of all, we set up bloody Team Humble. Then I met all you guys, which has been pretty awesome, seriously. And then like with, you know, there's the meeting for the job, and then there's the charity stuff. There's so much happened in 2 months. Like, I can honestly say it's been the best 2 months of 2015 for me so far. I mean, it's just getting every day and every week just seems to get better and better and better. I don't know if it's because we're all empowering each other, or we've got like this outlet of being able to talk to different people and help each other with our projects, and it just feels great. I mean, like I think this was sent to slow me down. That whole like fracturing my wrist was sent to slow me down, and maybe my head state at the time was, you know, this is my life, this is what me and Ella are going to do. I'm going to slowly chip away until I can get this thing to happen in Spain with the whole like Apiary Haus and everything. And yet in the last 2 months compared to the rest of the year, it's just been, maybe I'm just making the right choices now. Maybe I'm just a bit more cognitive in terms of this is the right thing to, maybe I'm just being more empathy led than head led. That sounds weird. It sounds like some kind of sexual deviance like code word for some kind of strategy for sexual, yeah. Anyway, we'll park that. I think that would be a good idea to park that. More coffee. 1 sec. Oh, it gets crazy. It gets crazy in here at 11 o'clock in the morning. Trust me, with coffee and everything. Like, there's an explosion that happens. Like, the long tail of feels like asleep and awake happens between 11 and 12 o'clock. All right, so I had a chat with Al quickly. He's really cool. I was a bit worried about the fact that I've had like 8-9 weeks off work and not really paid much towards the caravan site, and haven't done enough work on the BI farm stuff. So that was kind of like a bit of a thing that was floating on my head. But actually seeing Al this morning is really cool. I'm going to go and work with them today from 1 o'clock onwards. We've got the Beehive Farm hut to work on. We're going to put that on Airbnb. We've already started to do the Airbnb stuff. We've got QR codes to put out in the petting zoo, all of that stuff to do. So let me tell you about yesterday. Yesterday I went for a meeting at a place called Fixers, which is this amazing like charity that helps teenagers, 16 to 25 year olds across the country, and they've got like 17,000 on their books. And we had a bit of a discussion, and this morning I've submitted my email and quote and everything, so I'm kind of sitting pensively like to see what's going to happen with that. I also was a bit concerned about how I was going to micromanage 2 different Slacks, because we have the Slack for Team Humble, and then we have, you know, a Slack for Fixers. And I've downloaded the Mac app, and once you add different teams in, you get another sidebar on the left which allows you to switch between teams, which is really, really straightforward and easy. And you still get all the push notifications and everything as before, and it'll jump into the right channel for the right company. So in terms of managing, it's flawless. I can just, as much comments as I get from like Team Humble stuff, I also get from the Fixers stuff. And at some point I'm guessing that some of us will be invited in there, or I'll invite people in there to add stuff in for various projects. So yeah, what happened? It was cool. I took a trip over there. It was a bit weird. I've not really been more than 5 or 10 miles away from home base camp caravan for the last 2 months. So going on a train for 3.5 hours, it wasn't a problem. It's not like I can't deal with traveling and trips. It was just a bit of a shock. It was like, oh my god, like I'm out in the real world. It's kind of like there's people and there's trains and I need to change and I need to do this and blah blah blah. And so when I got to Winchester Station, it was like a really quaint little town actually. It was really easy to find the place. And I sat in there, and she introduced me to the whole team, like literally every single person that was in there. The creative team, the communications team in terms of each one that works with, you know, the newspapers and, you know, quality and editorial, and they've even just developed in the last 3 months a crowdfunding team. So there's 2 projects really for me to work on. One is making sure that they've got Slack integrated across the whole of the charity, and the second one is to do a crowdfunding campaign. I think it's going to probably be February or March time, and the reason for that is that earlier the year there's not many people who got much money for fundraising. February time is a bit more realistic, even though people are still paying for January because they're skint, so they put everything on credit cards because they spent too much at Christmas. So fundraising really, doing crowdfunding is probably better at the end of February, start of March. And what I've said is that this is a 3 months project. So I've quoted for a 3 months project. And what I've also done, which is completely different to the way that I would have normally done stuff before, when I was flying solo or as a team in the last 3 or 4 years, we would have quoted sort of for 3 or 4 jobs a year around £4,000 or £5,000 for like live streaming. And over the course of the year, we'd have like 15-20 grand, and that would be our money for the year to live on. What I've done with this, because of the way that we're going about things in a completely different way, is that I've put in the quote that half of the money will go straight into the Humble NYC thing. So that will just clear that. That will just get that done. That will activate that. So I'm like, I want everybody to literally be doing this, that they're okay with the quote, that they don't want to move on the quote too much. And then when that comes through, I will literally just get everybody together on the Team Humble Slack. We will book all the damn flights, and I will also book the Airbnb, and then we'll look at logistics of buses and transfers and trains and all that shit to get in one place. I'm thinking at this moment in time, the best thing is for us to all get together, maybe at Heathrow or some other airport, and get an Airbnb close by the night before, so that we can literally all stay there, all crash there. Me, Chloe, and Megan can all crash there, get transport in the morning straight to the airport, like early morning flight, bang, over to NYC. That's the logistics of that. So I'm hoping they're going to go with that. There's also, what I've also done is I've accounted for various things in there, which I'm not going to talk about now, but I've accounted for a subsection of money in there for Christmas and January. And I want to, in January, when it's normally quiet, start really working and pushing forward on building up some more funds. I know it seems like we're always fundraising, but building up some more funds to get an RV from New York to South by Southwest in Texas in March. And I want everybody who's part of Team Humble, William and everybody else, if they want to come, we literally just rent an RV from somewhere in New York and drive it for 4 days to Austin. And we're not going to the conferences. We're not going to go to any of the blah, blah, social media, whatever. We're literally going 2 streets across to the homeless center where there's just people for a month just outside of that place. And I'm going to go and do like 3 or 4 training sessions a day in there, doing like live Udemy courses and stuff. So this is just the jump off point for us to be together for a week in New York, celebrate Christmas a little bit, celebrate us like pulling this off, like getting Team Humble this far, and then going around to all the soup kitchens around New York and serving and capturing conversations on Periscope of people who are not like super delicate about being on the internet and and then find as many public Wi-Fi access points as possible, because I know a lot of people are just going to say, yeah, but people are homeless or they've got a drug problem or alcohol problem, they don't want to learn, they don't care, they don't blah blah blah. I would say bullshit to that. I would say a lot of people are in that situation from lots of different reasons. Of course, there is lots of people in society that are on self-destruct and they couldn't give a shit about doing Udemy courses or anything. They're just surviving. It's literally survival mode. It's like I'm going to the soup kitchen, I'm getting fed, and then I'm like wandering around New York City, like wondering how to, what to do with my life, begging, whatever it may be. But there's also a cross-section of homeless people who don't want to be in a homeless situation, all those people who are sort of alcoholics or on drugs or whatever, gambling, whatever it may be. They still hang around with those people at the soup kitchen, so they can be easily influenced and sort of, hey, I did this course and I've learned this and I'm doing this. And I believe that they have a lot of time to be able to go to a public Wi-Fi space and sit down and bring up Udemy and click on that free course and just go through like an hour or half an hour and like, oh, I can do that tool. And then I want to keep in touch with these guys. I want them to be in a separate channel on our Slack that we can sort of say, what do you need help with? We can help you. And put a lens on these people. I was telling this to Margot yesterday, and she loved the fact that there's homeless projects in and around Winchester, all around that area, that they want projects putting together for, and there is funding available for that. So I kind of see this week away as kind of a pilot project as well. So I see Margot and Fixers getting a double package here, really. One, I'm helping them integrate Slack and doing the crowdfunding in terms of helping them build that campaign out, what they should say, what copy they should do in there, how to activate their existing 17,000 advocates. Even if they only had a quarter of those, like 3,000 or 4,000 of their advocates, putting 50p or a pound in, that's like still $4,000. Still like $2,000, $4,000 that you can say, right, okay, 50 advocates, 50 fixers, X amount of money there, X amount of money there. Go and do a project. I want this deliverable. And then imagine all that being pulled into Slack so that the whole of Fixer's charity team can see all of these things happen in real time, and they can adapt to it. They can start making social media content and output and newsletters and press releases to the press based on live stuff that's coming in. At the minute, it's all happening, but they have no idea it's happening. They have no idea how to communicate it back and forth. Coffee, good point. Yeah, thanks. Cheers to that. We've got my like digital coffee PA on the side. No, not on the side. In alignment with me. Just needed to add that in there. What? Oh my god, that is so good. I might have to drink like 3 or 4 glasses. You know, like when you get like that coffee buzz where it's just like, I'm just going to drink coffee all day. And then... Tell me you've seen that film, Megan. If you haven't seen that film, like me and you can't be friends. I'm just saying. Right, what time are we on? We're coming up to something. So yesterday was really cool. I put the quote in. I've not heard anything back yet. I'm sort of on tender hooks about it. I've done it in such a way that if there is a discussion about the price, if it's too expensive, because they are a charity after all. She did mention yesterday that they'd had some lottery funding, so it's not as if like I'm going in there with, you know, when we initially had our first video chat, it was there is potentially a job. You know, do you want some work? We didn't have that conversation yesterday about work, but I feel like the conversation that we did have was along the lines of, let's do a couple of projects together, let's see how they work, cost them up, you know, obviously you need to get paid for them, etc. And I feel like it's the better way to go. I feel like it's a 3-month trial. I feel like I've got 3 months to pull this project together. I've been really realistic with the timings. 2 hours on each project, so that's 4 hours a week of my time. Even if I'm like really busy with Udemy and Team Humble and us lot chatting, I can get to like a Thursday or a Friday and just take half a day and just smash that out, get them on Apiary and just smash that out and get it done. So I feel like that's realistic, and I've realistically priced it as well. And the best thing about it as well is I told Margot yesterday that I want to be sustaining myself from digital assets like Udemy in the next 10 to 12 months. So it's not like I'm a consultant going in and it's like, here's a piece of work and thank you very much for the money. It's more like, I want a relationship with this charity. I think you're doing amazing stuff. I also want to do stuff with 30, 40-year-olds of the same age as me, show them that they can do Udemy stuff, and here's the proof. So for me to be able to do that, I don't want a project or a job or a full-time job that takes all my time up, you know, doing that stuff and leaving that the stuff that actually I want to be talking about and the stuff that I know can help other people. So they seem really open to that. Also, I've got to tell you, they're the most disruptive charity I think I've ever met. And as most people know, I'm incredibly, I don't know if it's like forceful or brash or what, but I can be incredibly disruptive as well. So I feel like it's a complete fit. Megan was totally right about, you know, you two like fit together totally. Like literally you are, you know, I don't know why I'm doing this. I feel like actually if I do it too much, it might stick together. By the way, I keep hearing a lot of helicopters over the last like 2 or 3 weeks. Keep seeing military helicopters everywhere. No, I'm not having more coffee. I might talk that fast that I might actually make a real-time flux capacitor come out of my mouth. Right, other notes. So 11ish BI farm links and QR codes. Quote over to fixers have done that. Udemy courses. Hang on, there's literally a gunship overhead. Can you hear that? If you hear, we're gonna have a problem. What about now? This mic's really good if you can't hear that, like the noise floor. That is definitely an American kind of one of those double prop things. It's really bugging me anyway. I'm expecting gunfire now. Like middle of Somerville. Anyway, so what time am I on? I need to have a look at my timer. My timer is 20 minutes exactly. Bosh, job done. I got everything. Yeah, probably a black hole. Probably come down on like 2 wires. It's like, go ahead, do the contract, get the thing done. So that's kind of my update really. Yesterday was awesome. I'm waiting back on the quote. If we get the quote, it covers everything. I want to thank everybody so far who's done so much work on getting Team Humble to NYC. Chloe and Dale have been amazing. Megan's been doing graphics. William's done absolutely nothing. No, I'm totally joking, William. Everybody's been like amazing. Everybody's like put loads of support in and been really, really helpful. And we're like at £684 out of 1,800, but we need 1,000 in the next 2 weeks to book the 3 flights. If we don't get that 1,000 in the next 2 weeks, the prices of the flights will go dramatically up, and that's going to be an issue. So we need to hammer that 1,000, and then at least if we just book the flights, then we've got another 3 weeks to deal with Airbnb. So there is an Airbnb that we're looking at that we want, but if that goes because other people have booked it, then we'll have to look at other options. But I feel like the important thing is to get us on the damn plane, and then we'll deal with the other stuff when we can. Oh, William is the boss. It's just like, everybody can't be working. Everybody's got like real jobs and stuff. William's probably the only one of us that's got a real life day-to-day job. Although he has got the best job that he works with Dale to drop in different words into conversation. I think that should be a podcast. I want to hear that audio. I want to hear the two-way conversation where he drops in like that audio snippet, and then you get a little Thug Life graphic with the glasses on William's face with the audio in the background. I think that would be just boss. That's it. That's all I want to talk about. If you want to help the Humble NYC project still, you still can. When we definitely know that the quote and everything's sorted and the money's come through, we will close down the GoFundMe once we know all the money's sorted. Until then, it is gofundme.com/humble-NYC. And also, we've got a thunderclap running as well, which will help promote everything that we're doing. I can change the link on that from the GoFundMe to actually our webpage that we're working on at the moment, which is smarturl.it/humble clap, which sounds like some kind of disease that we've invented, but I promise you all it is a promotion site with Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr integration, which sends you to a page that amplifies a tweet status update all at the same time. So if you can do that as well, that'd be awesome. I'm going to drop them in the chat. I wonder if my thing's running. No, it's not. I'm going to have to type them out. Well, that was pointless me actually doing it. Smart URL there you go. Thank you, Megan. Awesome. And the other one as well, Megan, if you've got that, the smarturl.it, there you go. I don't know if both of those links will work. That's it for today, guys. I'm off ski. Like, I've recorded this locally. I've recorded it. If you missed some of this, do go back and play the replay. I'll be back tomorrow probably at 11 o'clock and 11ish 18. We're really getting through all these. Thank you, everybody, for your help so far. It's been the most awesome 9 weeks of me taking time off. I don't know if anybody anywhere in the world who's had anything fractured has had so much productivity as I've had in the last 2 months, and so may it continue. Right, I'm off. I will see you soon. I must find the button. Where's all the buttons? I need the coffee. Oh my god, I can't find anything. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.